If you've ever wondered how much software developers actually make, or what kind of developer roles are even out there, you're gonna wanna watch this video. Whether you're working full-time as a developer, already freelancing, or just thinking about dipping your toe into the developer world, one question inevitably comes up. How much should and do software developers actually make? Today we're talking freelance rates versus full-time salaries, different kinds of developers, what skills pay the bills, and how platforms like Upwork actually make it all possible. Let's break it all down, and yeah, I'll be totally honest about what I would do if I were starting today. First things first, what exactly is a developer? If you already know what different developer roles do, I'll leave chapter markers down below so you can just skip ahead. Just give this video a thumbs up while you're at it. At the core, developer roles are problem solvers. They're the ones building the tools, websites, software, and apps that power literally everything we interact with online. Whether you're booking a flight, ordering a coffee on your phone, or binging your favorite TV show, there's code behind it, and a developer wrote that code. But it's not just typing lines of code all day. Developers also design the experience. How something works, how fast it runs, how secure it is. A big part of their job is breaking down complex ideas into simple, functional, and beautiful digital solutions. They're basically architects and engineers of the internet. And the cool thing, developers don't all work full-time at tech companies anymore. More and more are going freelance, working independently for startups, agencies, and even Fortune 500 companies. You've got developers that are building e-commerce websites for small businesses, automating data pipeline for global corporations, or building entire apps on their own from scratch. The freelance world opens up a ton of flexibility. Developers can choose what type of projects they take on, or who they work with, and even how much they want to earn, which is exactly what we're going to dive into next. Now, not all developers are built the same. Here's a quick breakdown of the main types. Front-end developers, the ones that design what you actually click on. Think HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Back-end developers, they handle databases, servers, and the logic that powers everything. Tools like Python, Node.js, and SQL are their jam. Full stack developers, they do both. They're like the Swiss Army knife of the dev world. Mobile developers, this is for iOS and Android apps. Think Swift, Kotlin, and Flutter. Game developers, they work in engines like Unity and Unreal. DevOps engineers, they're focused on automation, infrastructure, and development. Data scientists and engineers, they work with massive amounts of data, machine learning, and AI tools. And there are plenty more. The key thing, each role comes with its own stack, style of working, and yes, a different income ceiling. So if you're just starting out, pick a path that excites you and has a strong market demand. You'll get better faster and charge more sooner. All right, let's talk about what actually moves the needle when it comes to pay. Your skills. Because your hourly rate isn't just about what you do. It's about how well and effectively you do it. All right, let's break it into 3 buckets. Technical skills, soft skills, and tool fluency. First up, technical skills. This is your foundation. We're talking core programming languages like Python, Java, JavaScript, basically the languages that you use to build things. Understanding APIs, databases, and testing tools. Knowing how to push updates safely and using version control tools like Git. Think of this like being a chef. You gotta know your ingredients and how to use your knife. Without that, you're not even in the kitchen. But being a developer isn't just about code. Next up, soft skills. This is where a lot of newer freelancers get stuck. If you actually want to get hired and then rehired, you need to be a strong problem solver because most clients are hiring you to fix or build something they don't understand. A clear communicator, because if your client doesn't understand what you're building, they won't trust you. And you've got to have some business sense. Can you manage your time? Can you hit deadlines? Can you explain technical stuff in a way that makes sense? Clients will always choose a developer that is 10% less technical, but 50% easier to work with. And finally, number 3, tools and frameworks. These are the accelerators. Knowing how to use tools like React, Vue, or Angular for front-end work, Docker, Kubernetes, or AWS for infrastructure, or newer AI tools like GitHub, Copilot, Tab9, or Cursor AI that help you write cleaner, faster code. They don't just make you faster, they make you more valuable to your client. Because in freelance, it's not just about how many hours you work, it's about how much value you can deliver per hour. Let's get into the big question. How much do developers actually make? We're talking full-time salaried roles here. And just a heads up, These numbers are real, recent benchmarks straight from Upwork's research. The average software developer earns around $132,270 per year. That's kind of the baseline for someone who's mid-career working full-time in the US. A Java developer, their average is even a bit higher at $136,284 a year. Java is still used across tons of industries, especially in banking and enterprise apps, which keeps the demand strong. DevOps engineers are landing around $132,614 per year because they're essential for automating workflow and keeping software running smoothly. If you've been in the game for a while, senior software engineers are pulling in $155,226 on average per year, with some top tier roles going all the way up to $366,000 a year. That's not a typo. Those are real numbers. And if you're brand new, entry-level roles start around $54,590 per year. Not wild money, but a solid starting point. And with the right skills, you can grow fast. And of course, where you live and how big your company is and the industry that you're working in will all play a role in how much you're actually taking home. Now let's flip the coin and talk about freelance, which if you're watching this might be where you're headed, or maybe you already are. Here are the freelance hourly rates that developers are charging on Upwork right now. Programmers can earn anywhere from $21 to $55 an hour. This range usually depends on experience and how complex the code is. Beginner tasks versus more advanced builds. Web developers typically charge $15 to $30 an hour. It's a popular space, so competition can bring rates down, but strong designers who also know UX can push to the higher end. Software developers show a real wide range, from $10 to $100 an hour. That's because software development covers a lot of ground. A beginner working on simple apps, closer to that $10 to $30 range. But someone with a specialized stack or security focus, that's where the $100 range comes in. Full stack developers, the ones that can do the front end and the back end, tend to charge $70 to $130 an hour. And clients love full stack because they get a one-stop shop. Developers working with niche languages like Scala or Go can command even higher rates, around $80 to $150 an hour. That's because fewer people know these languages, but the demand is there in fintech, cloud, and AI-related projects. Okay, so what does that look like per year? Freelance software developers typically earn anywhere between $70,000 to $150,000 annually. Again, depending on how often you're working and how consistent your projects are. Full stack freelancers can pull in between $145,000 and $250,000 a year. Not bad for setting your own schedule, right? A web developer, depending on their experience and how well they market themselves, can earn anywhere from entry-level to $120,000 annually, with the average sitting around $73,194. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. As a freelancer, you can absolutely match or even exceed full-time developer salaries. But it really just depends on your skill set, your demand, and how consistent you are with finding and keeping clients. Here are 5 things that directly impact how much developers get paid. Number 1, experience and expertise. The more senior you are, the more you can charge. Simple as that. Number 2, location. Developers in the US and Western Europe usually earn higher rates, though remote work is starting to even that out. Number 3, industry demand. Fields like tech, finance, and healthcare tend to pay more to top dev talent. Number 4, company size. Bigger companies typically have bigger budgets, which means higher compensation. Number 5, certifications and education. While not always required, they can help you stand out and justify higher rates. Focus on leveling up in just 1 or 2 of these areas and you'll see your income grow. When it comes to freelance pay, here's what really makes a difference. Number 1, niche specialization. The more specific your skill set, like AI, DevOps, or cloud, the more you can charge. Number 2, project complexity. Bigger, more technical projects pay more than simple website builds. Number 3, reputation and business skills. Clients pay more for devs that communicate well, hit deadlines, and have solid reviews. Number 4, value-based pricing. Charging based on results, not just your hourly rate, can seriously boost your income. Number 5, work consistency. Long-term clients or retainer projects help smooth out the income roller coaster. Number 6, AI literacy. If you know how to use tools like GitHub, Copilot, or Tab9 to work faster and smarter, you've got a serious edge. You can stack a few of these together, you are in a really strong position to grow. If you're wondering where all these freelance jobs even come from, this is where Upwork comes in. You can start with short gigs, build up reviews, and eventually land those long-term, high-ticket contracts. And what I love is that you're not limited by geography. You can work with clients from New York, Berlin, Singapore, all from your living room. Or the beach. Just don't drop your laptop in the sand. All right, here is the takeaway. Freelance developers are in one of the best positions to build a career on their own terms. High income potential, full flexibility, and constant demand. If you know your niche, sharpen your skills, and price yourself smartly, the sky's the limit. For more videos like this about freelancing and making it all work out, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.